Welcome to A Tribe Called Swish. My name is B Moore. Listen to the podcast, like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. You can find me on YouTube at A Tribe Called Swish. You can find me on Instagram at A Tribe Called Swish. Also, even on the old folks thing, Facebook, hit me up. I'm going to get more on TikTok, but we'll see how that goes. So we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Golden State looking great these last few nights. We're going to talk about Houston. We're going to talk about college basketball a little bit. So first, is Golden State back? Depends on who you ask. I mean, after back-to-back wins over the Lakers and Nuggets, it's tempting to say yes. They played with some energy and poise and finally got some edge, but let's not pour the Kool-Aid just yet. There's still some things that just raise some questions for me. They're over-reliant on Steph, one thing, but just something about this team seems incomplete. When I watch the way they play, Draymond Green just always seems out of control, and Jimmy Butler still seems kind of lost on the offense. But hey, it's not the playoffs, and this is a very tenured team, so they may pull it together. But a championship run, I don't know. I'm not quite drinking the Kool-Aid yet. But what I can say is, here's what's changed: defense. Jimmy Butler in the lineup, the Warriors look sharp on the end of the floor. Full stop. Steph is freer to roam. You see that he has space. Draymond seems locked in. He seems sane, which is a good thing for them. And the rotations aren't a mess. Jimmy brings intensity. And, that's something that the Warriors have seemed to lack. They kind of meandered through the season. But now they have that dog in them, I guess. And Jimmy brings that. And he brings the intensity and the leadership. And honestly, that doesn't always show up in a box score. But let's be very clear. To win games, you have to score. And Jimmy is not carrying his team offensively. Only getting over 20 points in 5 games. He's shooting 45% from the field and just 24% from 3. That's not what you call a scoring upgrade. Now, granted, that's not what they brought him over for, is scoring. But he needs to score, because without him, who else is going to really bring consistent scoring? But what they have done is add a guy who helps cover up their defensive gaps. But that still leaves them over-reliant on Steph to generate offense while hoping anyone gets hot. Draymond still doesn't want to shoot, which is so weird to me. Moody, Kuminga, and recently Podziemski, they have their nights. Podziemski had a great night against the Lakers, but consistency isn't one of them. Can't rely on any one of them to get consistent production night after night. So no, Golden State isn't back. Not like that. But for the first time since their championship run, they're interesting again. And that's a start. Now, let's talk about a team that is back. The Houston Rockets. Friday night, they beat Oklahoma City Thunder, the best team in the league, by 14. Jalen Green dropped 34 and Sengun added 31. They held SGA to 22 points. And yes, I'm saying just 22, because that's how good they were. This team is 8-2 in their last 10. Only Boston and OKC is better. They lost to the Lakers in a tight game on the second night of a back-to-back and bounced back like nothing happened. Now they're healthy. Van Vliet and Jabari Smith are both back. They're showing exactly why this team is built for now and the future. But what I want to talk about first is Jalen Green. He's having the most efficient season of his career. Career highs in rebounds, three-point percentage, free throw percentage, and he's doing it all in rhythm. Nothing seems forced. Nothing seems hard. He's playing with a freedom that shows that Ime trusts him and he trusts Ime. Look, Ime Udoka's offense is letting Jalen cook without making him work for every bucket. Right now, Houston is staring at a first-round matchup with the winner of the Clippers and Grizzlies play-in. They're 6-1 combined against those two teams this season. The Clippers have the Kawhi question hanging over them, and the Grizzlies, well, I mean, you got Ja still making gun signs to the crowd, so I'm not sure if they win a single game in the series against Houston. And after that, they might get matched up against the Lakers or Timberwolves if things stay as they are now. That's not exactly a hard bracket for them to get through and to find their way in the Western Conference Finals. So yeah, they're young. And yeah, the playoffs hit different. The lights are brighter. The game slows down. Adjustments happen. But you give me good talent plus great coaching, and they've got a fighting chance. And Houston has both in spades. And if you're on the fence, go watch these boys. This team is eerily similar to that baby Bulls team that made the Eastern Conference Finals. That Bulls squad had an average experience of 6 years. This Rockets team, 5. Not far off. They don't have an MVP candidate like Derrick Rose, but top to bottom, this Houston team might be better. What do you think? Let's talk about college basketball. Men's college basketball specifically. College basketball isn't dead, but the version we grew up loving, that's gone. Started with the one and done rule, and now with the NIL and transfer portal, finishing the job. Fans used to root for players because they knew them. Either they went to the school, or they watched that player grow over a few years. Now, you have to learn 8 new starters every season. Coaches used to be stable. Now they bounce too. Blue blood schools used to anchor the sport. Now even that feels shaky. This year, Rutgers somehow recruited 2 lottery picks, NIL, and they still missed the tournament. That tells you everything. The media is trying to make Cooper Flag a thing. They really want him to be this thing. And maybe he is, but he's gone after 1 year. The NCAA is praying that Duke makes the title game because if they don't, the ratings will be garbage because no one's going to care. And honestly, the women's game right now is just more fun. Before, we had the Caitlin Clark storyline. We have a Juju Watkins charisma. Please get well soon, Juju. You had Angel Reese in LSU. The drama, the dominance. You have Paige Buchers being raised by a black woman and her just dropping her swag all over the court. Some beautiful narratives. Meanwhile, the men's side, it's a conveyor belt of 6'6" guards who all play the same. No emotion, no edge. And the NCAA does a terrible job of letting us meet these guys. Now we're expected to care about them 4 months before they're gone? No. It's not just an NCAA problem, though. It's creeping into the NBA, too. Because when you don't build a connection to these players in college, fans don't care. And if the fans don't care, they don't watch. And if they don't watch on TV, they damn sure ain't coming to the games. So now fans aren't caring about these players until year 3 in the league, until they quote unquote prove themselves. That's bad for business. It's bad for everybody. What can the NCAA do? Number 1, require a 2-year commitment. If a player wants to transfer, the new school pays the buyout. Move the transfer portal to after the tournament. That way, all the news about the game is about the game, not all the players looking to leave. And once the tournament ends, give it a few days and turn the transfer portal into an event like free agency. You just cover it wall to wall. Now, the problem with that is that you're going to be bumping into the NBA playoffs, and that could be problematic. So what you could do, you could move it into May, where there are less games on TV for the NBA, and that way you can help fill that hole. Because in May, there's really just gaps in the NBA playoffs. Move a free agent event for college into May, maybe even June, because it may definitely, because that keeps the spirit of it, the games in NBA and NHL playoffs are further apart, and you're only competing with baseball. NFL camp hasn't started yet, so it's kind of a perfect time where you're keeping the momentum from college still, but you're not really stepping on the NBA and NHL. Lastly, make mid-majors matter again. Because while they don't win the big dance, they do make the tournament fun. So that may mean instituting a salary cap on schools, but there needs to be some way of leveling the playing field to make these smaller schools matter. Because we miss the George Masons. Having a chalk Final Four is snooze fest. The Cooper Flag story is saving this tournament right now. He's the only star. So right now, men's college hoops is gasping for air. If no one steps on soon,
rest in peace.
So that's the podcast for this week. I'll see you next week. New topics. Thank you again for watching. Peace.